In April 1975, the Khmer Rouge marched into Phnom Penh, promising a new dawn. Instead, they unleashed a brutal social experiment, shattering a vibrant society overnight. Millions were forced into rural labor camps. Pol Pot's regime sought to create an agrarian socialist utopia, a year zero, divorced from Western influence. They abolished money, private property, and even traditional family units, aiming for total societal control. Intellectuals, professionals, and anyone with foreign ties became immediate enemies. Even wearing glasses or speaking a foreign language could lead to execution. Knowledge was seen as a threat to their ideology. Millions were sent to forced labor camps, working tirelessly in the fields with meager rations. Malnutrition and disease were rampant. Death became an everyday companion, lurking in every shadow. Food was scarce, deliberately withheld to control the population. People ate insects, roots, and leaves to survive. Hospitals were abolished, leaving the sick and injured to perish without aid. Tuol Sleng, once a high school, became Security Prison 21, or S21. It was the regime's most notorious interrogation and torture center, where thousands were brutalized for imagined betrayals. At S21, torture was methodical and horrific, designed to extract confessions of disloyalty. Victims, including women and children, often confessed to fabricated crimes under unimaginable pain, only to be executed. Those who confessed at S21 were transferred to the killing fields. These were not just isolated sites, but vast areas across Cambodia where mass executions took place, often using rudimentary tools. Children were not spared. Many were separated from their families, indoctrinated, and forced to become soldiers. Others met their end in the killing fields, deemed enemies, even at tender ages. The Khmer Rouge systematically destroyed temples, libraries, and ancient artifacts, attempting to erase Cambodia's rich cultural heritage. Artists, dancers, and musicians were frequently targeted and executed. Family bonds were deliberately severed. Marriages were arranged by the state, and children were often taken from parents for political re-education. The social fabric was systematically demolished. Any form of dissent, however minor, was met with extreme violence. Informers were everywhere, fostering an atmosphere of pervasive fear and mistrust. No one dared to speak freely. Estimates vary, but it's believed that between 1.5 to 3 million Cambodians, out of a population of 7 to 8 million, died under Khmer Rouge rule. This represents nearly a quarter of the nation. For years, the international community remained largely silent or ambivalent to the atrocities. Political complexities and the aftermath of the Vietnam War overshadowed the unfolding genocide in Cambodia. By late 1978, Vietnam launched a full-scale invasion of Cambodia, primarily due to border skirmishes and the Khmer Rouge's escalating aggression. This intervention finally ended Pol Pot's horrific rule. On January 7, 1979, Phnom Penh was liberated. What the Vietnamese forces and the world discovered next were the overwhelming horrors that had been concealed behind rhetoric and isolation. As the world gained access, the scale of the atrocities became undeniable. Mass graves were unearthed, and the torture apparatus of S21 stood as chilling testaments to the regime's brutality. Even after liberation, Cambodia faced immense challenges. The trauma of the genocide left deep, indelible scars on survivors and generations, affecting culture, trust, and mental well-being. For decades, many Khmer Rouge leaders escaped justice. Pol Pot died in 1998, never facing trial for his crimes against humanity, a bitter pill for survivors and victims' families. Only in the 21st century did the extraordinary chambers in the courts of Cambodia begin to prosecute senior Khmer Rouge officials, bringing some measure of accountability, though too late for many. Despite unimaginable suffering, the Cambodian people have shown remarkable resilience. They are rebuilding their lives and country, determined to preserve their culture and ensure such an atrocity never happens again. Memorials and museums like Tuol Sleng and Chuang Ek stand as solemn reminders of the past. They educate new generations about the horrors of the regime, ensuring remembrance. Efforts are made to teach this dark chapter in schools, passing the stories of survival and loss to younger Cambodians. Understanding history is crucial for healing and preventing future genocides. Memory serves as a powerful shield against revisionism. Documents, survivor testimonies, and preserved sites ensure the truth of the Khmer Rouge era can never be fully erased or denied. Today, scholars and human rights activists continue to study the Khmer Rouge period, drawing lessons for global efforts to prevent atrocities and protect human rights around the world. The story of the Khmer Rouge is a chilling reminder of how quickly society can descend into barbarity when extremist ideologies take hold and dissent is crushed. It warns us to remain vigilant. The attempt to create a homogeneous society through terror ultimately led to its destruction. The tragedy underscores the vital importance of diversity, tolerance, and open dialogue in any healthy society. Cambodia teaches us that peace is not merely the absence of war, but the active cultivation of justice, human rights, and democratic values. It requires constant effort and unwavering vigilance. The legacy of the Khmer Rouge genocide reminds us of humanity's capacity for both cruelty and immense courage. It compels us to remember so that such darkness may never again engulf a nation. Share this video to help others understand this critical chapter in human history. Let's ensure the voices of those lost and the resilience of survivors echo through time, inspiring vigilance. What are your thoughts on how nations address their darkest histories? Leave a comment below and subscribe for more content exploring the complex narratives that shape our world.